field he goes. Stiff arm to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, and down the sideline. The Marauders in the end zone. Touchdown. Turner breaks through the line and down the sideline. He goes to the end zone. Touchdown. Looking option, pitches left. Oh, it's fumbled but caught, and now hit is down for a loss of a yard. Here's a snap, a screen pass out of the backfield, coming to the left-hand side. Marauders all over him, and down for a loss. Coming to the right side, looking for a block, getting outside across midfield to the 45, and off to the races he goes. Quarterback looks to throw, is up and picked up by the Marauders down the left sideline, headed to the end zone. Here's a snap and handoff, sweeps on left-hand side with blocker to midfield to the 40. To the right side, and they got a big hole once again to the 30-yard line. They turned and making a move. Snap, looking right, throw right, it's intercepted by the Marauders, and he's going to take it to the house. Hello everyone, welcome to Mingus Marauder Football here on KYBC AM 1600 and Verde Valley TV, Cable Channel 2 on Cable 1, Suddenlink Cable Systems. Games are available online on verdevalleytv.com. Along with Jackie Bessler, I'm Zack Calandra, and we're happy to have you along as we start in on another successful season, we hope, here of Mingus Marauder Football. And you get to find out where you stand right from the very beginning here, Jackie, as the reigning undefeated state champion Blue Ridge football team is here tonight to start the season for the Marauders. These guys may have a little bit of an edge because they played a game last week against Moab Valley from Nevada, a game that was played at University of Phoenix Stadium, Cardinal Stadium down in Phoenix, a game that they won, Jackie. So they already had a chance to get out there in game situations and get their pads loose. And the Marauders, of course, are playing their first game here tonight. And we're happy that it's here at home. Remember last year at this time, we were on our way up to Blue Ridge and didn't get there to a very warm reception as the Blue Ridge team sent us back home with our first defeat of the season.
In fact, last year it was 28-7, and Mingus took almost all of the 448 to score. Zack scored. Carlos Abrigo pushed, muscled, and willed his way into the end zone from about 2 yards out with 12 seconds left on the clock. So the Mingus Marauders avoided the shutout in their their away opener last year. Now, home openers. Mingus has been fantastic in home openers throughout the years, and so that's definitely going to play a role for the Mingus Marauders. Home field advantage definitely will play a role. However, at the same time, I think you're exactly right. We'll see how this plays out in the first couple of quarters, as Blue Ridge already has that game experience for a game last week.
And they've got some blue chip players there, Jackie, as well. This is a team that is loaded, as they like to say, as you got to find out at least, that we're just a small school.
Right.
They're just a small school. But they've got some big-time players at this school, including Chance Cox, who is a player who's headed to ASU to play linebacker, but he also plays on the offense. However, fans, if you remember last year, I think Mingus kind of overbit on Cox last year. They overplayed him for sure on offense because they kept using him as a decoy and letting him go one side and then giving the ball to Watson, who ran the other way for a big gain. So I think Mingus will be ready for that here a little bit tonight, and they'll understand that Cox, being the huge threat that he is, may not be the guy that gets the ball all the time.
Especially if that ankle is as sore as we have been led to believe. He may not be playing a whole bunch of offense here tonight, may restrict himself to defense, which I think that's where they're going to be putting him when he puts on the maroon and gold of the Sun Devils.
Right, and we've seen these guys before. We've seen a couple of those Arizona Sun Devil players before, and he's right in line with that kind of talent. All right, fans, we're happy to have you along. Opening night here at Mingus High School, and Marauders taking on Blue Ridge. We'll be back for more of the pregame show coming up after this.
Your life, it's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. YAVAPAI College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start close to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. YAVAPAI College. Life explored.
Keep your vehicle on the road and running right for less with Reese's Tire in Cottonwood. The Reese's Tire Car Care Club Card never expires, and you'll save almost $475 off car care services. For only $89.95, you'll get 4 free oil changes, plus discounts on brakes, AC service, batteries, and of course, savings on tires too.
Come into Reese's Tire and Auto and ask us about our Car Care Club Card.
At 2435 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood.
Each year, the faces change, yet the will to test one's passion remains the same. A courage that fosters a sense of pride in each of us. Keeping that pride strong and healthy is our job.
That hurts a lot, huh?
World-class therapists, nurses, and orthopedic surgeons focused on keeping our athletes in the game. From prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and the latest in non-invasive surgical techniques, you can feel confident that we're on the sideline, ready when you need us.
Service, convenience, price. Taylor Waste is locally owned and voted #1 in residential garbage collection for the past 8 years in a row. And right now, new customers will enjoy 2 months free service with your switch to Taylor Waste. Add an extra container and take part in Taylor Waste's popular clean recycling program as well.
Hi, I'm Chris Taylor, owner of Taylor Waste. We're proud to serve our friends and neighbors with service tailored to your needs.
Back at Mingus High School along with Jackie Bessler, I'm Zack Calandra. Well, Jackie, here we go. Another great season of Marauder football. And as we said, this is a Mingus Marauder team that is looking for some revenge this season. This is a team that lost some games last year against teams that they don't lose to. Bradshaw Mountain come up next week is one of them. So we'll have to talk about that a little bit. But there are some games last year that I think the Mingus Marauders thought that they might win that they didn't win. I think they're going to be hungry, especially this group of seniors, to come back and beat some of those teams this year. And this is one of them also. Blue Ridge is a team that beat the Marauders last year. Now, let's see if they can start off with a bang. This is a team that is nationally ranked, I guess, in the upper echelon, at least in the top 250 or so teams in the country. So if Mingus could come out and get a win here, I think that it might open a lot of eyebrows here around the state.
I certainly think so. They're ranked #1 in the division, reigning champion. You got a lot of returning players that are key positions for this Yellow Jacket squad. And I believe I think they are ranked 292th. 292th.
Well, that's close to 250.
Close to 250. Now, the Mingus Marauders nationally ranked by Max Preps a little bit down the list and ranked 11th in Division 4. According to Max Preps, kind of preseason polls, if you will, coming out of it. In fact, you know what? We had a little bit of an interview with Coach Young on the sideline a little bit earlier, kind of premising the game, and maybe we can cut to that here for a moment and get to that interview. It's opening night here with the Mingus Marauders, and we are sidelined with head coach Bob Young. Once again, another season. Boy, we've been doing this 21 years now, which is absolutely fantastic. A home opener here this evening. How's the team looking? How's the feel?
Well, we worked our tail off in this offseason, so we're glad just to finally have an opportunity to play somebody else on Friday night. So we're excited.
Now, of course, you start off with the reigning champion for Division 4, so you know, and no doubt it's going to make it hard on yourself to start off with.
Well, you know, we've been together 20 years. There's been a lot of years we've opened up with some toughies. So, you know, we try to schedule the best we can, and, you know, the defending state champ, you can't get any better than that.
Nope, undefeated last year. They've got some real studs coming back. Quarterback, and then, of course, Cox, the running back and linebacker, already accepted to ASU, and so he'll be on his way to be a Sun Devil. Out here tonight, how's the team been? I mean, is there particular strengths that we've really been working on in the offseason?
Yeah, you know, I think right now the strength of our team is our skill positions, you know, both offensively and defensively. We did real well in the summer in our 7-on-7s. I know it's just touch, but you know, you can get some things out of that, and we've got some team speed, and you know, we really feel fortunate about that.
Any particular names you want to throw out there that we're going to be calling all season long? You know it already.
Well, you know, I think offense, it starts with Luke Simmons. You know, he's returning as our quarterback, and much improved from last year. He's shown a lot of leadership and a lot of growth. We're expecting big things out of him. Tyler Herndon, running back, Anthony Broyles, running back, Alex Brewer, receiver. So I think those are hopefully 3 guys you're going to be calling out a lot.
Any particular members of the last year's squad that you really miss having on the squad this year?
I miss them all every year. It's hard to single out any of those guys, and every year it's tough to let those seniors go. And I know some of them will be here tonight, and some of them are off in college. So we always miss all of them.
I know defensively we're going to miss Westover. Led the team in tackles last year, and there's quite a few players. Evan McFarland was just all hard on the field. But nonetheless, hey, good luck here tonight as we take on the Yellow Jackets. And obviously we're looking for some awesome things here during the course of the season. We got 2 home games. And, Coach, do you remember the last time that we were not successful in a home opener?
I'm thinking. It's been a long time. We usually do pretty well in home openers. So I'm hoping tonight will be like it's been lately. So
one last question. Weather. It's threatening possible rain. Do you think that's an advantage or a disadvantage for either team?
Hey, we can't worry about that. If it rains, and we'll just go out and line up and do the best we can. We'll control what we can. So.
We'll bring out the gloves and get ready for Mingus Marauder football.
Well, Jackie, the rain has let up for sure, and the skies are clearing up a little bit, and I think it's going to be a great night for football. The fans are sure excited. They're starting to fill up here. And let's take a quick break and head back to the studios, and we'll be back to Mingus for more of the pregame show coming up after this.
It's nice to see so many familiar faces.
Enjoying great Sears prices.
Sears Hometown Stores, where you'll find that great Sears quality and new Sears availability at the lowest prices guaranteed. We're like your father's Sears store, but a whole lot more. If it's not on our shelf, it's right here online, and we'll have it delivered to your front door. Plus, we have the largest selection of home appliances in the industry, including the top 10 national brands. Sears Hometown Stores, we're in your neighborhood.
2 things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. Try the Doritos Locos Tacos today, made with a shell of real nacho cheese Dorito chips. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Marauders fans, take note. Renegade Steakhouse is the place to enjoy good food, good times, and good friends. From Wrangler's Prime Rib to Cowboy Caviar, and from Cactus Fries to Cowboy Burgers, it's all here waiting for you. I'm Susan Grant, General Manager at Renegades, inviting you to visit us, Renegade Steakhouse. We do things with a style all our own.
Back at Mingus High School, and Jackie, these 2 teams is a matchup of teams that have wanted to play each other for quite a while. Blue Ridge coming from up in the White Mountains. The Marauders, obviously, a long tradition of playoff appearances. Blue Ridge has won a lot of playoffs, championships. The Marauders also with a win. Let's talk about the dynasties of these 2 teams is what we need to talk about here, because these are 2 teams with storied traditions.
Oh, absolutely. You take a look at championship appearances. 2004 to 2012, so we'll just kind of look at this decade. Mingus has 2 championship game appearances, and the Yellow Jackets have 6. They've got 3 state titles out of that, though, and that is pretty impressive. Record in playoffs, the Yellow Jackets 25-5. The Mingus Marauders 13-7, and if you look at their season records, including playoffs, from 2004, the Mingus Marauders are 73-23. I don't know what scale that doesn't look good on until you start to compare it with the Yellow Jackets, who are 94-10. They have lost 10 games since 2004, and that includes playoffs.
10.
Yep, and that's one.
That includes playoffs.
That includes playoffs. 3 undefeated seasons, and of course they're rolling off of their latest last year.
Yeah, they're 14-0 last season, Jackie, and a state championship. And in a division that's a new thing for a lot of people. I think they're playing against some teams that were a little ahead of them in Class 4A or 4A2, and they were a 3A school before they did the new realignment. So they're playing against some bigger schools for them. And for the Marauders, we were playing against a smaller school, but one of the best in the history of the state, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
They are well coached. They have a tremendous dynasty. They've got a football program that I think starts them off when they're 3.
Right. Oh, I'm sure.
And works them through. It's, if you're 3 years old and more than 42 pounds, okay, we're putting you in weight class right now.
Angelo Alvarez.
Yes, there you go.
He's been doing it all along.
Well, that is the truth. They do a fantastic job with their programs, with their youth programs all the way through, and it certainly shows. They're very well coached, and they're going to bring their squad onto the field. And one thing about this Yellow Jacket team, Zach, they are all business. They are all business.
And they've got a little bit of an attitude also, Jackie. They know they're good, and it's almost like to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ, and they know they're the champ.
Yep.
So they've got a little chip on their shoulder, and they know that everybody's gunning for them, and that's a hard thing to do year after year. And this is a team that's shown that they've got the ability to come out year after year knowing that they've got a target on their back and continue to win. Now, last season these teams matched up, like we talked about a little earlier, in the first game of the season up in Lakeside, and Blue Ridge came away with the win. However, it was just a couple of plays, I really believe, because they had the one play, it was a long touchdown run, then they had a block punt for a touchdown, then they had a long punt return. And it was just a couple of plays that really separated these teams. Although watching the game, Blue Ridge really handled the game in the trenches on the line. And of course, any football fan knows that that's where games are won and lost, and these guys were able to win the game in the trenches, and that was the big difference in last year's game.
Oh, certainly so. In fact, halftime, it was 20-0 Blue Ridge, and Mingus actually ended up with more first downs than Blue Ridge during the course of the game, 12-11. Had less penalties than Blue Ridge. Did not have time of possession, though. I guarantee it did not have time of possession. But it was the big play,
the big plays
that Blue Ridge was breaking it away. Cox was the first scorer, 17-yard run for a touchdown, and the PAT failed. And last year, then Danny Grobner. And now you had talked a little bit earlier in pregame how we were possibly keying in on Cox more, and Danny just ran away, a 95-yard touchdown run after we had pinned them deep, and then followed up with a 15-yard touchdown run after that. And then third quarter, Cox blocks a punt, and it ends up being a safety as it's covered by the Marauders in our own end zone. And then a couple of field goals from Grobner after that, and then Mingus finally scores once again with 12 seconds left in the game to walk off the field without the shutout.
Heck yeah, on their field. And like I said, they dominated that game, but there was the big plays. Most of the scoring was a tribute to the big plays, and if the Marauders can contain that tonight and not let them have 80 yards and 65 yards in one play, then I think the Marauders have got a chance here. Of course, you have to look at this Mingus football team, Jackie. There's some kids on this team, and it starts right at the top and right at the number one position on the field at quarterback with Luke Simmons. This is a kid that's grown up a lot. He's been thrown in the fire here a little bit early in his career, and he's really grown into this position, and I think he's going to be the one able and capable of taking the reins of this team and helping this Mingus Marauder team on to a lot of victories this season.
Well, the backfield, the skill positions, I think, are going to be very good for the Mingus Marauders. You've got Broyles coming back, Herndon Herndon's going to be very, very good out of the backfield as well. Mingus very well could have a running game. Now, Prescott Valley scrimmaged against Lakeside Blue Ridge, and of course our squad with our sister station KKLD watched that game, indicated that Blue Ridge could be run on. So that'll be an interesting thing. However, it could be that Mingus' strength this year is actually the passing play with your experience in Luke Simmons, Alex Brewer coming back, and we've got some other receivers, plus the backs out of the backfield who can catch the ball.
Well, Tanner Karen is going to be one of them, and on the other side, tight end, you're going to have Felix Vera. So some of the younger guys that have been up through the system now are coming in and taking some of those spots, because there's a couple players we're waiting for. They got 2 games that they'll be out, and then they'll be back here for the 3rd game against Chino Valley. That will most likely fill into some of those positions as well. But tonight, it's Karen at wideout and Felix Vera at the tight end position. So those are kind of the guys, and I think with Coach Young, they're probably going to try to throw the ball out of the backfield to a lot of the backs anyhow. So we'll just see how things work out here tonight with these young wide receivers for the Mingus Marauders. Of course, with the quarterback having the experience that he does, these guys have worked together all summer long. They have gone through 7-on-7 tournaments all summer long into California, where they go to a big camp out there, and they've competed very well in every camp that they've gone to, Jackie. So as far as 7-on-7 goes, things are good. And who's that leave? Well, that leaves the guys up front.
Right.
So that's where it's going to come down to, like we just talked about moments ago. It's going to happen up front, and this Mingus Marauder football team thinks that these guys that they have on their offensive line now are ready to contribute, and a little bit better at least than they did last season.
Well, that'll be it, because you made mention Blue Ridge is going to be prepared in the trenches. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Blue Ridge is accustomed to winning ball games in the trenches.
Well,
so
they're accustomed to winning ball games.
Oh, they are
better in the parking lot over there, on that field over there. I mean, they're accustomed to winning.
Exactly. On the playground, at lunchtime, everything. It doesn't matter. But nonetheless, it could be interesting that we might see a little bit of a different format for Blue Ridge, the Yellow Jackets. Ben Watson, a huge contributor last week in their win over the Nevada team, and had a 70-yard touchdown reception, had quite a few other receptions. He is going to be a player that is going to be all over the field, and he knows it.
Well, and that's the other interesting thing I noticed while talking with Coach Young earlier tonight down on the field, which is a little wet, because it did rain, but it feels a little wet. Talking to Coach Young down there earlier was that we've only got one guy that's going both ways to start. I mean, as the game goes on, different guys are going to get into different situations. But the starting lineup has only got one guy playing both sides of the ball. And I thought that was interesting for Mingus also. That's something that Coach Young has said for years that he wants to do. But this year he's finally got it there, where he's only got one guy that's going both ways. All right, fans, let's take a quick break right here, and we'll come back for the rest of the pregame show and our starting lineup after this.
Verde Valley Connections is your source for primary medical care.
Verde Valley Connections is here for you.
We're taking new patients every day.
Just give us a call and we'll set you up with an appointment, or stop in and we'll try to work you in.
We'll take the time to get to know you.
And if you need a prescription, our pharmacy is right here in the lobby.
Whether you're new in town or just don't have a primary care connection,
Verde Valley Connections is here for you.
Call 634-2236 and ask for Connections.
Welcome to the Cottonwood Recreation Center. We would like to invite you to come on in.
Come on in.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Service, convenience, price. Taylor Waste is locally owned and voted #1 in residential garbage collection for the past 8 years in a row. And right now, new customers will enjoy 2 months free service with your switch to Taylor Waste. Add an extra container and take part in Taylor Waste's popular clean recycling program as well.
Hi, I'm Chris Taylor, owner of Taylor Waste. We're proud to serve our friends and neighbors with service tailored to your needs.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss.
Try the Doritos Locos Tacos today, made with a shell of real nacho cheese Dorito chips. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Back at Mingus High School, the Marauder Band, Jackie, leading us through our national anthem here tonight. Both teams are ready to go. This is going to be a good game. We hope that both teams come out with a good performance tonight. And with Lakeside being in town, Jackie, there's a chance to find out what you're made of right from the very beginning of the season. All the hard work since the end of last season. These guys don't stop. This goes on. The season ends. They continue working in the weight room. They continue working all summer long. And all that work comes down to, can you beat the champs? Here they are. They're coming to your house this time. And the Marauders are getting a good chance to see where they stand. And I don't think it's imperative that Mingus wins. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that, but they need, they want to win for sure. We want them to win. But I think they want to make sure that they play well. They want to come out and they want to play well because they know that they've got 4 more guys coming back that are going to be a big part of this team. And if they can just play well, they know that that this team is ready, that this is a team that's going to build as the season goes on.
Well, no doubts about it. In fact, let's go ahead and run into our Northern Arizona Rehabilitation and Fitness Injury Report. And, of course, they provide the highest quality physical therapy in the Verde Valley, located on South Willard in Cottonwood. And, Zach, I am glad to say that it is a relatively clear list. Zack Pelletier with a rib injury, expected to play tonight. Alex Brewer, hobbled ankle, expected to play here tonight. And so pretty much it looks like the injury report is clear going in, and that is one scary thing, especially for all of the smaller schools. Division 4 and below, you don't have 75 kids on the team. Right. So you start losing players to injury, and you're really cutting into talent.
Yeah, there's a couple kids that I really want to watch this season, JB, and Broyles is one of them. He had a good year last year. Alex Brewer, I guess, is one of them. Is the other one I was talking about. And, I watched him during basketball season last year, and I really think that he grew up a lot during basketball season. He'd already had a football season under his belt at the varsity level, and he got to basketball, and he really showed a lot of toughness and a lot of tenacity out there, and I think that's one of the things that the Marauders like about Brewer. I mean, he was always the smallest guy down in the paint, and he was most likely the guy coming up with the ball, and I mean, he was just tough and physical, and I think Mingus is going to look for that this year also. And Broyles is another one. He's a junior this year. I remember last year as a sophomore, we thought, hey, this kid, when they gave him the ball, he looks different running the ball. He's got a different style. He's got that big league style of running the football, and I think the Marauders are hoping that he's going to be able to continue to develop as he looked like he was last season. And of course, you got Tyler Herndon. This is a kid that's been a star at everything that he's done, including baseball, where he's got a lot of looks coming on right now to continue playing baseball, and he's a good athlete all around. And I think Mingus feels real comfortable with their skill position guys, and those guys are going to help them win a lot of ball games this year. We haven't even talked about the defense. The defense is maybe their strong point, as they've got a lot of speed on defense, and that's what Mingus likes to have, is guys that can run around and run to the ball together.
Well, Zach, one of the things that we had last year, we had the wrecking ball in the backfield. The wrecking ball is now mostly going to be on the defensive side.
Right, hopefully wrecking stuff.
Exactly. In fact, I think Josh Longfellow created more injuries for the Mingus Marauders in practices than anything else, because he would come through the line and he just barrels through. How many games did we see him get through the line, somehow get through the line untouched, and then instead of running away from a safety, he tried to run through him? And consistently, he looks for the contact. He's got that linebacker mentality.
Yeah, I like those guys.
Oh, yeah, and I think that's exactly where he needs to be. That's where he's going to be starting this year on the defensive side. Zack Pelletier, glad to see him coming back on the defensive side. Brewer, I think, is going to be excellent on the defensive back. He's got the speed. He's got the size. He is by far our tallest defensive back at 6'3".
And Coach mentioned Carter. Player Carter, I got to look to see his name for Mingus. He said that he likes him at defensive end as well. And is it Andre Carter, I think is what it was maybe? And He said that he's one of the players that he's looking for on defense this year that he thinks is really going to contribute here early this season. And it looks like it's Troy Carter is who it is. And that's one of the names that Coach Young mentioned as one of his up-and-coming players and one of his better players. So we'll see how things shake out here. The Marauders are in their home red uniforms, Jackie, with their silver helmets, their silver pants, and the white trim. And, the Blue Jackets, the Yellow Jackets, what color are they? From Blue Ridge. Is there a Blue Jacket? Yeah, there's Blue Jackets. It's just not a B. But
neither is a Yellow Jacket, technically.
Yeah, they've got their white uniforms on with the yellow helmets and purple pants. And this is a game that's getting ready to get underway. As you can see, if you're watching on TV there, the captains are out on the field. And the captains for the Marauders looks like Tyler Herndon, along with 78 Aaron Volk. Number 90 is Greg Charles. That's another kid playing the linebacker position at 6'4", 200 pounds. He could put a hurting on you if he gets going. And Josh Longfellow, the other guy you were just talking about, JB, the wrecking ball, coming through the line on the defensive side this time for the Marauders. Not real tall. You can see there if you're watching on TV, number 43, Longfellow at 5'6", 200 pounds, and he's got it downstairs, Jackie. That's where you need to have it when you're coming through the line to hit people. You got to be able to get low, and this kid's built low.
Boy, Charles looks huge standing out there
next to him, huh?
He certainly does. And Aaron Volk, oh my goodness, 5'10", 290. And we'll see what kind of contribution he's going to be able to make on the line this year. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a fantastic season. And you know what is around the corner just as well as youth football?
Yeah.
Those youth football games start Saturday of Labor Day weekend. So not this Saturday. This Saturday, in fact, tomorrow, which would be August 25th, the Cottonwood Cardinals have a donation car wash at Larry Green Chevrolet to support the Cottonwood Cardinals. One of the three minor squads. There's two Mighty Might squads and a major squad. And you know who is coaching majors this year for the High Desert Youth Football?
Who's that?
Chris Rice.
Chris Rice.
Yeah.
Wow, there's one of our all-decade team players.
Indeed. Nice to see some of those players come back and give back to the youngsters.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want
pass
to
on that Marauder style, that Marauder way of playing football there.
The Marauder
and a lot of guys,
attitude,
because there's a couple of guys. Andy Wilder's another one that was a former Mingus Marauder, and a lot of those guys were. Well, the Marauders are going to kick off to start the game, and that means that they will have the ball to start the second half of play, JB. This is, so far, playing right into the hands of Mingus. This is what they have always wanted to do under head coach Bob Young. They want to kick the ball off to start the game, stop them with their defense, see if they can get a lead going into halftime, and then know they're going to get the ball and try to expand it coming out of the locker room. And let's see how they do. Remember last year was big plays, and a lot of them came in the kicking game as the Yellow Jackets will send Watson, number 2, a senior at 6'1", 172 pounds, back deep to return. He's the sole return man deep. He's got two players standing on the 20-yard line, and the Marauders set to kick it away. And we are awaiting the official signal, and the Marauders kicker is Felix Vera as he looks to kick the ball off, I think. Is that who it was, Jackie? It might have been 18, George Jacavio. And the ball is taken out of the end zone by Watson, straight up the middle, and then upended and taken down at the 24-yard line. Mingus getting through and making a tackle is Anthony Broyles that time. And he's the type of player that's got the speed to stick with a kid like Watson. Good field position, not great at the 24-yard line. Marauder defense coming out on the field for the first time here tonight.
Well, Watson actually caught that ball on the 2 and wandered back into the end zone, allowed to take it out from there. And Broyles welcomed him to Mingus Union High School the way that Mingus normally does.
Troy Carter and Andre May are the ends. Here's the first snap from scrimmage for Lakeside Blue Ridge, and they're going to look to run left-hand side. They give it to Cox. No, the quarterback's keeping it, and he's going to throw the option in front of the Marauder bench out around the 33-yard line. And that time, Skylar Hill faked it inside to Cox like they did last year. He went into the line, and then Hill took off around the left-hand side, finally pitching the ball. And on an option play, they gained apparently 10 yards. They're going to mark him at the 34 and a first down.
Tyler Button gets the pitch right at the end, although Skylar Hill picked up most of it.
Hill takes a snap, and they look to run to the left-hand side. However, flags fly. That time they did hand it to Cox. A similar play to the last one they ran when they didn't hand it to him, and the first penalty of the game is going to back him up 5 yards on an illegal motion. So Lakeside Blue Ridge now brings in the big fullback, and this is the kid they told me to watch out for on the defense. 32, Levi Collins, a fullback, a sophomore at 5'8" and 175 pounds. There's no way that kid was a lot bigger than that out there on the field, Jackie. He's a lot bigger than that. We're looking at him right now. And looking to throw. Hill takes to the left-hand side, throws on the sideline, caught and immediately tackled. It'll be short of a first down to the 42-yard line, it looks like, is where they're going to mark it. The tackle made that time by the Marauders, Jeremy Senega. Senega comes in and makes the immediate hit, which will save, which will make it now third down. Or no, second down, because they had the penalty. It doesn't cost a down. And it'll be second down and 2 now for the Yellow Jackets.
Nathaniel Harp, number 82, the wide receiver, senior 5'9", 155, making the reception.
Here's a snap they will give to Cox. He'll barrel through the left-hand side, going between the guard and the tackle, and the big fellow picks up a net 5-6 yards, and that's enough for a first down as he moves it out near midfield now. They'll mark it, it looks like, just across the 45-yard line, and time ticking away here in this opening quarter. We're just underway. Glad to have you along. 10:25 left to go here in the opening quarter of the first game of the year, and Lakeside Blue Ridge on the drive. First down and 10 from their own 45. Split 2 receivers to the left-hand side, 3 trips on the left, and 1 back in the backfield behind quarterback Hill. He'll look to take the snap, man in motion, and they're going to keep it with Hill again. He'll run right. He's hit. He's going to continue chugging his legs and out to midfield, a gain of 5 yards on the play. And the same thing, the fake to Cox and Hill keeping it himself. He's a senior, 6 foot, 165 pounds.
Well, he is a dangerous person on this ball squad just because of his experience, but I'm a little afraid out there. The way he puts that ball into Cox's big old bear mitts there, I'm not sure he's going to get his arms out one of these times.
Yeah, right. Which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
Because then Cox has the ball in your arm, but at least he's got the ball.
It was Skylar Hill dragging along.
Second down and 5 now from midfield. The Marauders trying to stop this initial drive. Here's the snap. Looking to throw right-hand side. He's got a man out of the slot across midfield. Now jitterbug and near a first down mark to the Marauder side of the field at the 44-yard line. Looks like is where they're going to mark him, and that will be a first down. So they do it on the ground. They do it through the air, and so far everything's working here for this Blue Ridge offense.
Number 24 on the reception, Chris Johnson out of the backfield.
First down and 10 at the Marauder 44-yard line. Marauders playing their 3-5 defense. They've got linebacker up on the line on the right-hand side. Man in motion going from right to left, and the quarterback's going to keep it himself. Looks to cut it back into the middle. Hit, goes forward, and then hit again. And Longfellow came in and lowered a shoulder into him to make sure there wasn't any further progress. Zach Pelletier came up with the initial tackle.
Well, those are 2 names we're expecting to hear a lot from defensively, but on a poor play, the Yellow Jackets still pick up 4 yards.
Right. All right, well, let's stop that. Look at some of the Marauder defensive players. Alec Eppinger is the nose guard, a junior, 6'4", 240 pounds. He provides a little size in the middle for the Mingus Marauders. Look at some of the linebackers here. They've got Zach Pelletier at linebacker. Anthony Broyles plays linebacker. And here's a snap, and they're going to hand the ball off left side again. Short run that time, short of a first down at least. And running the ball was number 21.
That's Tyler Button again.
Tyler Button. Yeah, they got some names on this team. That's a good one. Tyler Button. Wonder if he's related to that. What's the guy's name, Jackie? Benjamin. The guy that got young. Not a big kid. 5'10", 140.
Oh, yeah. But quick.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Why are we? Never mind.
Here's a snap and a flag. All right, well, that ought to back them up. I think they've got guys moving again. It seems like it's 24. Is he in there? Because he was moving earlier when he goes into motion. And they're going to move him back 5 yards. That is going to go against Blue Ridge. And that's a big one for the Marauders because now it goes from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. It opens up the playbook a little bit more, I think, maybe for Blue Ridge. But Mingus has a little more turf to defend.
Interesting enough, on a 3rd and long, And it looks as Ben Watson departs the field. Wouldn't expect that.
No.
Now you start wondering whether or not it's a run play.
Well, they split Brett Baker out on the right-hand side. They've got 2 receivers, 3 on the left. And Hill will roll left, looking left, fires it hard, and it bounces in front of his intended man. That time he tried to get it to Tyler Button again, and Button was just a little bit too far downfield, or the throw is a little short, more likely, and brings up 4th down, so the Marauders defense holds on the initial drive, and Blue Ridge will bring out the punter, who is the blue chip prospect, Jackie. Chance Cox, number 33, is going to be the punter, and he's headed to ASU to play linebacker, and they think that he's really got a shot. I've heard people and some different articles I read say this kid's got a chance to play in the NFL, and we're getting a chance to see him here tonight. All right, let's take a quick break right here. Timeout on the field, and Blue Ridge might be thinking about going for it here on 4th and 8. Let's see, they call timeout. We'll be back after this.
It's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. YAVAPAI College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start close to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. YAVAPAI College. Life explored.
4th down and 8, and Blue Ridge will punt the ball away. Cox gets off a boomer towards the sideline, trying to coffin corner, and man, what a punt and what a catch down there in front of the end zone. The Marauders are pinned deep to start the season. First drive of the season will start at the 1. Nope, the 2. That's better. That's twice as good.
Well, at the 2, and it was number 2, Ben Watson. Getting down there. Deep man looked like he was going to let it go, and I got to agree with Herndon. That thing bounced so close to the end zone, you got to imagine it's going to roll in. And it's not the way the cookie crumbles.
No, but I think you might want to look for the first guy coming down the field and try to lay him out.
Right, that would have been a good one, too.
Let the ball have a chance to bounce in there. Well, here we go. Luke Simmons. Welcome to the new season. 1st and 10 from your 2-yard line. Will set under center, which is Noberto Mesa. And here's a snap and a handoff coming to the left-hand side, and they'll battle out of the end zone for a couple of yards out near the 5-yard line that time. The carry was it 23, Jackie? It looked like it was number 23 that carried the ball for the Mingus Marauders. That's Dakota Hanks, the fullback, with the first carry of the season. A 5'10", 150-pound junior. Hanks gets the first carry. It's 2nd down and 7, and the Marauders are quickly back to the line. Simmons calling the play from the shotgun.
Well, I gave him a little bit of breathing room. Those are 3 important yards.
You know it. Here's the snap. Simmons looking to throw. Simmons looks to the left side, has a man. Flag comes flying in back at the line of scrimmage after the catch was made. It would be 1st down yardage. Good throw and catch that time by the Marauders. And looks like it might be coming back. It is going to be holding against Mingus. So those 3 important yards that Hanks got the Marauders on 1st down are going to go right back, as it will be 2nd down and basically 10 from the 2.5-yard line.
Yep. Might be 2nd and 9.5. Did you see Mesa chop block that nose guard? Man, he went.
That might have been the call.
Yeah, he went straight down, and the nose guard landed on top of him, had no place he could go.
Well, backs the Marauders up. So far, all the penalties have been on offense. It remains 2nd down now, basically 2nd and 10. Simmons sets under center again. He's got a wing T formation behind him. Man goes into motion, and a handoff up the middle again. And this time, just barely getting out of the end zone, a loss of 2 yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and 12 from inside the 1.
Ooh, not good.
The thing here is you got to try to get some yards because you need enough room to snap the ball for your punter. He'll be standing right on the end line. If he steps over it on a snap or something, it could cost you a couple of points. Here's the snap. Simmons looking to throw again. Simmons across the middle, and he had a man in and out of the hands that time of Anthony Broyles. And the Marauders, that would have given them the yardage to at least be able to punt the ball away. Whether or not he's able to break it and get the 1st down yardage is another story. But the incomplete pass will have the Marauders punting with a short end zone, and Simmons, the punter for the Marauders.
Well, I wonder, he's going to just kind of quick kick this, I'm sure.
Oh, and there's the high snap, and the kick is blocked in the end zone, rolls out of the back of the end zone, and that's a safety. Well, they give up the 2 points anyhow. Blue Ridge takes the initial lead of the ball game, 2-0 with 5:57 left to go here in the opening quarter, and the Yellow Jackets strike first. We'll be back to Mingus High School with the Marauder most likely punt coming up after this.
Keep your vehicle on the road and running right for less with Reese's Tire in Cottonwood. The Reese's Tire Car Care Club card never expires, and you'll save almost $475 off car care services. For only $89.95, you'll get 4 free oil changes, plus discounts on brakes, AC service, batteries, and of course, savings on tires too.
Come into Reese's Tire and Auto and ask us about our Car Care Club card.
At 2435 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood.
Back at Mingus High School, and, well, that's how it starts. 2-0, Blue Ridge. 2-run homer here to begin the ball game, JB, and the Marauders will kick the ball away. Ordinarily, you look to punt the ball away on a free kick, but the Marauders are going to kick it, and Blue Ridge is going to get good field position once again. The kicker is Jahir Jacobo, kicker's junior, 6'1", 160 pounds, and Watson standing now out about his 22-yard line awaiting this kick, which is going to bounce. He'll take it at the 22 on the left-hand side of the field in front of the Marauder bench. Run in behind a wall. Now try to go right. Tackled and down around the 40-yard line, 41. So really good field position. And basically, the Blue Ridge only lost about 10 or 15 yards, I guess, in that sequence of punting the ball away to Mingus and downing it at the 2.
Well, that's true, and they picked up 2 important points in the process,
Right,
too.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, see that too.
You got an early 2-point conversion.
Right. Defensively.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Well,
Let's get that back. I want to kick a field goal. Then we'll
interesting. We don't see too many safeties in high school football. Last year in the Blue Ridge game, we saw one against Mingus as well.
Skylar Hill set at quarterback, and he's going to hand off on a sweep coming to the left-hand side to Cox. Cox running over the left-hand side of the line and then gets met head-on by a couple of the smaller Marauders that time, JB. It was Jeremy Senega, number 4, 6 foot, 175 pounds, and it looked like 33, Brian Watkins, coming up and laying a shoulder in there as well. Watkins bringing a wallop in. 5'6", 165, a junior. You know what? The kid's pretty strong, though. I think that's the kid that was on the weightlifting team from Mingus this summer.
Well, anybody that Seneca's running at, he's going to make him look small.
Oh, and the fumble on the snap. Hill comes up with it, however, and rolls right. Now looks to run, and he's going to break through the initial Marauder defense and dive forward for a couple of yards, and a gain of about 2 yards, which will bring up 3rd down now for Blue Ridge. And let's see where they're going to mark it. It's going to be 3rd and about 4. No, it's close to 5. It's about 4.5.
4.5 it is.
Greg Charles comes up with the hit for the Marauders. Mingus, like we said, not real big defensively, JB, but they're really fast, including this kid, Andre May, a sophomore, 6 foot, 190 pounds. And that's a kid that's playing defensive end at 190. And that's what you expect. If you're not going to be 230 or 40 pounds playing in that position, you got to be able to get fast and get to the ball. 3rd down and 5. Here's the snap, and they're going to run it again with a quarterback, and the Marauders not biting on the fake here tonight. A short gain of a yard, and it's now 4th down and 3 for Blue Ridge. Hills kept the ball a few times after the initial fake, and the Marauders are catching onto it, and they're not biting. You got to find the ball and go tackle the ball, not where you think it went.
Longfellow comes up with the tackle now.
Yeah, right.
They took a timeout before the last punt, considering whether they were going to go 4th and 8.
No, they were on the Marauder side of the field then. I think that makes a difference to a coach.
Oh, I would imagine so.
It's not far now at the 48, but Blue Ridge is set to punt the ball away. Cox to punt it. Good snap. Oh, boy, the Marauders got close, but Cox gets it away. And now will Mingus let it bounce again? They're going to do it again. They're going to be down. And I think Mingus is lucky that Watson caught it at the 10. If you would have let that bounce one more time, they may have had a chance to put it down to 2 again. I think Mingus needs to talk to the punt return guy there. Who was it, Jackie? Was it
Herndon.
number 12, it looked like? Yeah, Herndon. And tell him, come catch it before it bounces.
Fair catch.
Yes, call fair catch and come up and catch it before it bounces, because that bounce is getting a good roll, and they're coming out and pinning us deep. So if you have a chance to catch it in the air, call fair catch and save us some yards.
Best field position for Mingus this season.
Yeah, starting at the 10. Only 90 yards to go. Here we go. Looking for a lead. Mingus trailing 2-0. 3:38 left to go in the opening quarter. Here's a snap from the gun. Simmons looking to his left. Simmons looking to run now. Looking for a block and gets it. Simmons breaks it to the right-hand side. He's got a gain of about 6 yards before being knocked out of bounds on the Marauder sideline. Tackle made that time. It looked like it was 32 that came up with the tackle. And that was Levi Collins that got the play there for the Marauders. And our fans watching on TV, you can see Simmons wanted to throw the ball and then came to try to get inside and really made the move that time on 19, Brett Baker, to get free for the additional yardage. Here's the play on 2nd down and 4 for Mingus. They'll hand off looking to go up the middle, and the Yellow Jackets are all over that one. There's not much room as they get through the line and bring him down in the backfield, or is he back to the line of scrimmage? Looks like they're going to give him forward progress back out to the 17, so no gain, and it is going to be 3rd down and 3.
So I believe it was Broyles' first carry.
3rd down and 3 from the shotgun. A handoff coming to the right-hand side. It's Herndon across the 24, 1st down, and then may have slipped on the wet turf and got a couple more yards out to about the 22. So Tyler Herndon with a carry that time on the sweep coming right to the short side of the field, and he picks up the 1st down. So the Marauders now have moved the ball out across the 20 and have their first down of the season.
Well, that is awesome. Starting to move it a little bit now. Something we haven't made mention of is Mingus' defense has 2 stops on the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and went 3 and out last time.
Yep.
Here's the snap, and a pitch going left-hand side to Broyles, and flags are flying everywhere. Broyles trying to get outside. He does, and he's got a nice gain of about 10, 12 yards. 20 or 12. And I think it's all coming back. There's a couple of flags down in the Marauder backfield and then one over on the far sideline.
Boy, you can tell it's our 21st season, huh?
Yeah, 21st, 12, 20, whatever. Here we go.
290 tooth.
Oh, geez, 290 tooth. And what was that on? That was on their website or something? Yeah. Now here our fans on TV get to see the Marauder coaching staff down there. Head coach Bob Young with the clipboard. And the Marauders are waiting to see what it is. Looks like it's going to be a false start on Mingus. So nice run by Broyles. However, it's going to cost Mingus 5 yards because somebody moved early, and it moves the ball back inside the 20 to should be the 17-yard line. They've got it marked at the 16.
We've had penalties on 2 first down plays so far in this game, by the way.
Why'd they move it 6 yards? Here's a snap, and it's over the head and fumbled. Simmons will dive on it. Smart play that time. Just saving possession, but Mingus' offense is going backwards at this point. A false start that cost him 6 yards, and now a fumble on the snap. Not really a fumble. It was just an errant snap that Simmons made a good play to dive on, Jackie, instead of trying to do too much with that. Just make sure we have the ball and we're not down 9-0.
Right. Unfortunately, it still counts as negative yards and costs us a down.
Yeah, well, they still have 2nd down up there. 2nd down because of the penalty. And looking to throw. Simmons out of the end zone, will throw. And it looked like his receiver was being held that time. He was trying to get it to Tanner Karen. And it looked like he was being held out around the 20-yard line, but no flag on that one. And now it's 3rd down and about 27 yards here for Mingus.
Yeah, you would imagine that Mingus would be looking as a pass play. However, they may look to run the ball just to try to get their punter a little more room, because the last time they punted in their end zone, it was a safety and 2 points for the Yellow Jackets.
Right. Bringing Alex Brewer out onto the offense, starting at corner, not starting on the offense, but he's coming out to play some wide receiver here. Marauders have 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 1 back in the backfield to help protect Simmons. Simmons from the end zone, fires left-hand side, looking for Karen, who was open, had his man beat on a down and out. Wouldn't have given him near first down yardage, Jackie, but would have got the ball out around the 20 instead. Mingus again will have a punt situation from the 6-yard line. So they won't be in the back of the end zone to punt this one away, but they'll be in the end zone as Simmons is going to look to get rid of it again. Last time, like you said, it was blocked, and it cost the Marauders 2 points.
Well, that one, Simmons just missed his open receiver because he was there.
Well, now the Yellow Jackets come flying across the line. So that's one of the things you get when you have your quarterback being your punter. He still has that hard snap count.
Right.
You got him to dance across, and that'll give the Marauders 5 yards. That helps a little. give you a little room to punt that thing away. And I think what they want to do is kick it away from Ben Watson and down the ball on a roll and not let this kid have another touch. As minimize the touches by Watson in the return game, I think is a smart plan for Mingus.
If you can land it in Sedona, that would be fine.
Right. And Simmons will punt it away, and it will go to the left-hand side and hit the ground and bounce across the 50. And Watson comes and lays out the first man. And that's what I was talking about earlier for Herndon to do and let that thing get a chance to roll. And Watson did it perfectly that time. And the good roll on the punt by Simmons puts the Yellow Jackets back on their side of the field, right where they came from, the 45.
Yeah, we're back to a do-over. It's like an instant replay. Interesting enough, Dakota Hanks got hit on that by Watson, but when Watson hit him, it slowed up Hanks, and he couldn't touch the ball. It rolled another 3 feet.
Right, helped him.
Maybe even another 3 yards.
And he got up and was the one that went to down it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here comes the Blue Ridge offense once again. They haven't been able to move the ball. Well, they moved it on their first drive, but they haven't been able to move it like I think they wanted to in 2 drives. They've got great field position. Again here, they'll hand off left-hand side through the middle, and the Marauders will converge on them after a good carry across midfield to the Marauder 49-yard line. Zack Pelletier comes up with the tackle for the Marauders, and I'm looking at number 24 that time with the carry. Yeah, it was 24. Chris Johnson, a running back, junior, 5'8", 167.
He was quick to the line, I'll tell you that. That was the first straight handoff they've made. They've been dancing and prancing around there in the backfield.
Quarterback Hill takes the team back up to the line of scrimmage and takes a snap. Handoff, first man through. The fullback will bounce into the line of scrimmage and bang off of a couple defenders and out near first down yardage. Looks like it'll be short. They need to get to the 39 and marked right now at the 40-yard line. 3rd down and 1 for Lakeside Blue Ridge, which they've shown us a little bit on the ground. They've shown us a little bit through the air. I think maybe they're just looking to see what works right now. It's kind of like the first round or two of a prize fight, JB. You come out and you see what you can do and see what works. As time's ticking down here, 5 seconds left in the opening quarter. Blue Ridge to the line of scrimmage. I don't think they'll get it off, and they won't. And that's the end of the opening quarter of play. And Jackie, here in between quarters, the Mingus Marauders girls track team is going to be on the field to receive their state championship rings from last year. And the Mingus Marauder girls track team bring home the state championship, and a great event for this community and for this team, and they're going to come out on the field right now. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after this.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Arizona. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you will be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and the Arizona Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, fans, while we were away, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets were able to run the ball on 3rd and 1 and pick up about 4 and a first down with the quarterback keeping it, Skylar Hill. And we've got the girls track team being presented with their championship rings here behind the Marauder bench, and athletic director Mark Owens, the man that's handing them out to these young ladies that did a fine job bringing home a championship to Mingus. Handoff going to the left-hand side. Blue Ridge continues to run the ball. We saw them throw it on their opening drives, Jackie. We haven't seen them throw it since their opening drive as they continue to try to run on Mingus, and that time it's 24, Chris Johnson again with the carry.
He's got 2 carries for 7 yards. Skylar Hill has 5 carries, 15 yards here in the game.
Now, see how they got this big kid 32 here?
Yeah.
Who's the little kid 32? Why do they got 2 32s?
Well, in the movies, they would call that mini-me, right?
Yeah, little mini-me. Second down and 7. Roll out to the left-hand side. Skylar Hill will throw, and it's tipped in the air and nearly intercepted by the Mingus Marauders. That time it looked like Seneca had it bounce. He wasn't expecting it. It just bounced right into his hands, and he's like, whoa, hey, the ball, and then it bounced away.
Oh, man, those are the things
that would have been a big one.
Yeah, those make the heart flitter, don't it?
But just as we talked about, they haven't been throwing the ball. They do that. Maybe they're back on the sideline going, hey, don't do that again.
Yeah. Well, I think they were trying to draw the Mingus Marauder defense up the middle is what they were trying to do, and then bounce something to the outside.
Hill running back and forth to the sideline. Ball marked on the near side of the field for us on the Marauder sideline. Hill runs almost, 2/3 of the way across the field to talk things over with his coach, and now he got a timeout because it took too long. Yeah, so Lakeside has called their second timeout here of the opening half. And let's keep it here if we can get a look down on the sideline to the Mingus Marauder girls track team giving high fives all around. And we got the names of the girls here. Tori Brawley won numerous state championships. Emma Schreiner also, along with Delaney Scanlon. Mackenzie Mabry, Skylar Story, Stephanie Gilboy, who is on her way to U of A, JB. And I think an integral part of putting all this together here tonight. Taylor Jockum, Heather Calandra, I know that one. That's my daughter. Jackie brought home the state championship last year in the shot put as a sophomore and has 2 more seasons yet to go. We hope that she could be a 3-time state champion. Starting to get some looks, and Navy sent her a letter offering scholarship information, so hopefully that'll work. And she has also been declared as an All-American and offered a chance to go to Australia next summer to represent the United States in a track meet.
Well, congratulations. Well, good for you. We'll get to the other names the next time we get a break.
Yeah, we'll talk about the rest of them here when we get a chance. Third down for Lakeside Blue Ridge, and 8 yards to go. In the rollout, Hill going left and looking to throw the ball. He will to the sideline. Wide open guy who was knocked out of bounds at the Marauder 29. First down, and it's 24, Chris Johnson. He seems to be the guy here, at least lately, Jackie, that they're throwing the ball to and running the ball as well. So we thought we were going to see a lot of Watson and Cox, and then next thing you know, we started seeing Tyler Button, and now it's Chris Johnson. And like we said, they're kind of going through everybody at this point to see who can do what.
Well, that's one thing Blue Ridge does exceptionally well. They have so many weapons and they move the ball around, especially when they want to, if that makes any sense.
First down and 10 now at the Marauder 29-yard line. Mingus getting backed up against the wall here, and they're going to hand it off, coming right up the middle, and looks like it might be 24 again. They might be going with Johnson again, JB. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it is. Johnson, 24, that comes up off the bottom of the pile, and another gain of 4+ yards near the Marauder 25-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd and 6.
Well, he hits that hole so hard. Absolutely no fear. He just believes that hole's going to be there.
And something you mentioned in the pregame about last year's game was the differential in time of possession, and it's huge already through the first quarter plus here of this game.
Yeah, we've seen an awful lot of Mingus Marauder defense so far.
Sure have. They've done a good job up to this point. Here's a snap and a handoff to Cox. He's just going to lower his shoulders and barrel through the line on the right-hand side, and he's close to a first down. Looks like it's going to be another third and... Well, this one's going to be 2. They got it at the 21-yard line. They need to get down to around the 19. So third down and short now for Lakeside Blue Ridge. Marauder defense trying to come up with one more big play. This might be field goal territory. Also might be 4 down territory.
They've always had a good kicking squad and have been able to kick field goals whenever they so desire or choose to get points on the board. Mingus obviously needs to hold up here. Last third and reasonable. The Yellow Jackets went to the air. Let's see if they do it again.
Third down and 2. Here's a snap. Handoff up the middle of Cox, and I think they got him short. It looks like they're going to mark him right at the 20-yard line, and that's going to be short of a first down. Somebody came flying through that time for the Marauder defense and met the big fella right in the middle. It was Longfellow bringing the wrecking ball through the line and hitting Cox, and that may be about as hard as that young man's been hit here in a couple of years. And on 4th and less than a yard, looks like Blue Ridge's going to go for it. Why not at the Marauder 20-yard line?
If you can't get a yard, especially with the big boy, the big fullback back there.
And he's at fullback again with Johnson behind him. They're going to give it to Cox, and no, it's Johnson behind Cox on the left side. An easy first down and a whole bunch more down to the Marauder 12-yard line, where it's first down and 10 inside the Marauder red zone. They're going to mark him at the 13.
Well, they just followed him up, and Cox makes some running room out there.
Yeah.
No doubts about it. Going back to that hit by Longfellow, it was interesting. You watched Cox's body actually move and bend when he didn't mean to.
And he's a fairly big kid. They list him at 6'3", 225. I think he's probably a little bigger than that. That's what the Marauder coaching staff was thinking. And here comes a run to Johnson again on the left-hand side. And he'll slither through the defense and dive forward down around the 5-yard line, which will be close to a first down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1 at the Marauder 5. So this is a great territory to be in, Jackie. All you need is a yard, and you can pick up a first down inside the 5-yard line if you don't score.
Well, very true. And they're just starting to run it right down the Mingus Marauders' throat here.
Yeah. Well, see, that defense can come up with a stop.
Well, they need a takeaway is what they need.
This would be a good time for a false start.
Or a hold. I'll take a hold.
Got a wing T backfield. They're going to hand the ball off to the right-hand side and up the middle and into the end zone. Yes, touchdown. Blue Ridge strikes. Well, first time score that isn't a safety in the first touchdown of the game. And who was it that time? Was it 24 Johnson again?
Well, it looked like it may have been. We'll see if we can catch a replay on that in just a moment.
Makes the score now 8-0 with the extra point to follow. And Blue Ridge will look to kick it and extend the lead.
Well, he bounces off a couple of Mingus Marauders and finally taken down in the end zone out there. And I believe it might have been number 21. It looked like it was 21.
The extra point is up and good. Tyler Button, the likely ball carrier on the first touchdown of the game. And with 7:50 left to go here in the opening half of play, man, it's flying by. The Marauders haven't had the ball hardly at all, and every time they've had it, they've been inside their 10 or at their 2. They need to get a good return here and see if they can make something happen with their offense. 9-0, Blue Ridge with the lead here, Jackie. And we'll see the Marauder kick return team for the first time because the first time the Marauders gave up points, it was on the safety. They had to kick the ball back to Blue Ridge. So even though Blue Ridge has scored twice, the Marauders haven't returned the ball yet.
Well, that's true, and I know Herndon and Broyles are both dangerous back there, and obviously the offense hasn't been able to move the ball out of their own deep territory. We'll see if the special teams, a third of football, can do something here for the Marauders.
Yeah, and then I think the offense needs to do something for the Marauders. They need to give the defense a break. They need to give them a chance to catch their breath over there, and they need to be able to sustain a drive. And awaiting the kick. And the kick is up, and it's a pooch kick. It's going to be taken by one of the Marauders up man at the 30-yard line. He'll turn it upfield on the right side. A good field position, at least for the Marauders, as the ball was caught and returned that time by Israel Monteo. And do I have it wrong?
Yep.
Oh, it's Brian Watkins, 33. I thought it was 36. Yeah, it was 36.
Was it?
Yep. Oh. Israel Monteo with the return that time for the Marauders. And good field position this time for Mingus. The kicker that time was Cody McBride, a sophomore.
Well, I'm going to assume that was intentioned.
Yeah,
that was intentional, yeah.
See if they can get down there and try to get it back and really put you away before halftime.
Right.
First down and 10, Mingus looking to move the ball after getting good field position out across the 35-yard line. And Simmons is going to run. The option will cut it back in the middle. Simmons on the loose and across the 45 out around the 49-yard line. And they mark it there, which is where they're going to mark it. It's a first down run, a gain of 11, and first down and 10, Mingus.
Well, some Mingus Marauder fans looking for a late hit on Ben Watson came up, and Simmons had the knee obviously on the ground. And he kind of went face mask to face mask with him, but Simmons pops right back up, back in the huddle.
First down and 10, Mingus out near midfield, looking for their first score of the season. Simmons from the gun, one back on his right. He's got Broyles in motion from left to right. Here's the snap. Simmons rolling right, throwing right. He's got Broyles, short gain to midfield. And that'll be about it on that one. I'm not sure that they're getting as good of a mark as they were hoping for. They were hoping for a yard, and they got a foot.
Well, I think we're going to call it a yard.
Of course we are.
All right, so Simmons now 1 for 4, 1 yard. Well, he's completed. He had a couple of open receivers. He's completed 2 passes on penalties, so it didn't count. Right.
Second down and 9. Pitch coming to the left-hand side, and it's fumbled and jumping on it and down for a loss of 8 yards. For the Marauders is going to be Broyles, who's going to just jump on the ball and try to save it. And that might be something the Marauder coaching staff's been talking about. Just jump on it. Don't try to pick it up. Twice we've seen it on the ground for Mingus, and instead of trying to pick it up and make a play. Of course, the first time was Simmons where he made the right play not to do that.
Right, and can't say that I disagreed with Broyles either. You can't give that ball up.
You're right. You're right. Third down and long.
But trying to get it to the outside, and the first game jitters showing their ugly head.
Here's a snap, and they'll fake the handoff now in misdirection, and handoff coming up the middle, and it looks like Broyles for not much. Yard, and brings up yard, and brings up 4th down and 17 here for Mingus, who at least will have a chance to punt the ball away and hopefully back Blue Ridge up a little bit, make them have to drive the length of the field, because so far this game's been played on one side of the field, and it's pretty easy for a team to have the lead when they're playing on their opponent's side of the field the whole time. And a short kick and a roll. Watson is going to get away from it, and will take a good Marauder bounce to about the 15-yard line. So that's exactly what Mingus was hoping for. Back him up, stop him with the D, get the ball back, and try to get one going in the locker room. Here we go. We'll see what happens.
If Ben Watson's going to come up like that and pretend like he's going to block, I think he should be fair game. You should be able to level him, right?
Yeah, knock him into the ball.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, if he's going to come up and put those arms back like he's going to lay into you and block you away from the ball, I think that makes him an eligible player.
We saw what he did on the last, the one before, where he came out and leveled Hanks. Mingus bringing some big kids in up on the line right now as they run Alec Eppinger back out to that nose position. First down and 10. Here's a snap. Hill going to hand it off, going to the left-hand side, and not a whole lot doing there. And that's one thing that the Marauders have done better here tonight, JB, is they haven't given up the long play. They've given up 4 and 5 and 7 each play, but they haven't given up the long play.
Right, exactly. And so far they've kept Blue Ridge to just 76 yards rushing in the first half. We still got 5.5 minutes left to go.
See a defense come up with a stop here.
No, that would be great. Was that Button or was that Johnson again?
Yeah, it's 21 that time, and 21 is Button. Yep.
You're on the...
Second down and 5, and Hill takes a snap, fakes a handoff, holds the ball behind his back, rolls right, looks to throw downfield, has a man, and the catch is not made at the Marauder 45. Laying out, trying to come up with the big play that time for the Yellow Jackets is number 82, Nathaniel Harp, a senior, 5'9", 155, and, well, he gave it his all, JB, just was unable to come up with a catch, and a little bootleg action that time by the Yellow Jackets, and it falls incomplete. Now the Marauders defense has a shot here on 3rd and 5 to get the ball back. 5 minutes, just under 5 left to go here in the opening half.
Well, I believe that it's absolutely imperative that they stop them here. I mean, it's still early in the game, but got to be able to stop them here just to get your defense off the field again.
Right. And get your offense a little field position again.
Yep.
Waiting the snap is Hill, set under center. We got flags flying. I think we got Yellow Jackets moving. They're buzzing around over there on the line, JB, and that's going to cost them 5 yards, and that's a big play on 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 10 is a big difference, and now the ball's moved all the way back to the 15-yard line.
Well, that'll make a coach mad as a hornet's nest.
Yep.
Wrong bug. Sorry,
you don't want any of them around.
No. No, I'm not sure which is which, but when you see the stinger and it's about 3/4 of an inch, you know.
3rd down and 10, man in motion from left to right. Here's a fake pitch and then a handoff and tackle by the Marauders short of a first down to the 24-yard line. They gave it up to Button again, and he's going to come up just short of the first down by about a yard, it looks like, and it's going to be 4th down and 1 from the 24-yard line. And, well, Mingus defense came up with the play. It was 9 yards, but they stopped them. They needed 10, so it doesn't matter. Game of inches, right?
Yep. Brendan Kitchen comes up and makes the tackle. He stayed home. That was the important part.
Let's see if Herndon makes a play on this one. He knows he's got a short field to work with.
Well, one thing Cox does is get hang time.
Waiting for the snap. Cox with a good snap this time and a high punt, JB. And Herndon will field it at the 33-yard line, run backwards, flags are flying. Herndon now back to the 30 and looking to go to the right side and wrestling out of bounds to 34. What a flag on the play out around the 38-yard line. And that one most likely is going to cost some Marauders some more yardage, and now they'll be back around their 20.
Ouch. Had field position momentarily.
Well, let's see. If they mark it from there, which is the 38, then they'll have it at the 28-yard line. And now the Marauders, considering where they started this game, JB, 28-yard line is great. That's a great field position.
No. 9-0 at halftime at Lakeside Blue Ridge last year. It was 20-0.
Right.
And that's not the 28-yard line. That's the 24. So that must have been a clipping call or an unsportsmanlike, not just a hold.
Yeah. Yeah. There's head coach Bob Young trying to figure out what he can get going with his offense here tonight. 4:02 left, opening half, 9-0. Lakeside Blue Ridge leads the Mingus Marauders. The Marauders offense has not spent much time on the field. I think they'd like to chew up the rest of this clock and go into the locker room with a touchdown and knowing they're getting the ball back with a chance to take a lead to start the second half. And here we go, first down and 10. Simmons from the gun will take a handoff to the right side. And it looks like Herndon stiff-arming a fool at the 32. Herndon to the left side of the field to the 40 to the 45. Stiff-arming another man down the sideline, across midfield to the Lakeside Blue Ridge 42-yard line. Tyler Herndon stiff-arms his way for a huge gain for Mingus. However, a flag on the field at the Marauder 42. Which may even negate the first down if they mark it off from there. It is going to be on Mingus. Didn't see what he said, so I was looking at where the flag was marked at the 42, which would back him up if it was holding, back him up to the 32, which would make it second down and 2.
39 yards on the run. And did you see Simmons, by the way? Oh, a 5-yard penalty?
7.
Huh. That's still a first down.
To the 36. Yeah, it's enough for a first down.
Did you see Simmons rush downfield to start blocking?
That was holding. Yeah, and that's great. That's what you want them to do. You expect your athletes to come out and make plays, and Mingus knows that if they're going to win this game, they need their athletes out there making plays, and Simmons up to the task. He's showing a lot of leadership, JB. There's no doubt about that. Now they're figuring it out. Wait a minute. How many steps did I take? And the ball comes back to the 33-yard line, where it will be second down and 2.
Well, 39 yards on the carry, and then, holy cow, 20-yard penalty is what that works out to be.
Second down and 2. Simmons looking to throw right side screen pass in and out of the hands of Broyles. Again, second time he's hit him right in the hands. That doesn't do much for your completion percentage, JB. Throwing the ball, hitting your guys in the hands, and they're not catching it.
No, definitely so. Simmons is now 1 for 5, 1 yard. I think he's played a little better than that.
That would have easily picked up the first down.
Well, Mingus still needs that elusive first down. So far in the game, they've got 45 yards of offense.
And 1 first down. Here's the snap and handoff up the middle. Broyles will hold on to it this time as he'll pick up the first down for the Marauders across the 35 to the 37-yard line. However, on the running play, they will start the clock running again as Mingus has to take that into consideration. They do have 3 timeouts, 3:42 left in the opening half of play, trailing 9-0. The Marauders looking to sustain a drive here and try to get some points.
I like the fact that they could run up the middle like that.
Yeah, for a short yardage.
Yep.
And Broyles in motion. Simmons fumbles the snap and falls on it back at the 29-yard line. And it will be a loss of about 7 or 8 yards, depending on where they spot it there. It's going to be a loss of 8 yards for the Marauders and brings up second down and 18. So the Marauders have not helped themselves with that much here tonight so far.
No, not at all. No, that's self-destructive.
It's the second time we've seen a shotgun snap on the ground.
Yep. One was, that one might have been Simmons' fault. The other one was definitely high and wide.
They fake the handoff, and now they will hand it right side to Herndon on the sweep, and Herndon will get a couple of yards back across the 30 to 31. They'll mark him. Gain of about 2, and brings up now third down and 16 for Mingus. So what looked like a promising drive has had a fumble that cost them a bunch of yards and even a flag that they were able to overcome, and now they're set with third down and long.
Well, unfortunately, the flag just killed the momentum.
Yeah.
Mingus finally had a little bit of momentum, the biggest play of the game, and then kind of lost it here.
2 receivers left, 2 right. Looking to throw the ball out of the backfield. They get it to Herndon, and he is still on his feet after the initial contact. Herndon's able to shed a blocker, or a tackler rather, and get another yard out to about the 32-yard line, which brings up now 4th down and 15 for Mingus, and they'll look to punt the ball away. And now maybe they're thinking we didn't use enough clock. I bet they let it run down quite a bit here before they punt it away, and may even let it run all the way down and call a timeout before they punt.
Well, certainly so. Now you've got 2 timeouts on the other side with the Yellow Jackets. They took 1 timeout on a 4th down that I can recall. I believe they've got 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, that's something we should have on the board, huh? We need somebody to donate a timeout clock on the board. Now, the Marauders have done just that. They let the clock run all the way down to 1:32 before calling timeout to punt the ball away. 4th down and 15 for Mingus, 9-0. Blue Ridge with the lead. We'll be back after this.
Marauders fans, take note. Renegade Steakhouse is the place to enjoy good food, good times, and good friends. From Wrangler's Prime Rib to Cowboy Caviar, and from Cactus Fries to Cowboy Burgers, it's all here waiting for you. I'm Susan Grant, General Manager at Renegades, inviting you to visit us, Renegade Steakhouse. We do things with a style all our own.
Back at Mingus Union High School, and we've got an update for you, JB, from next week's opponent. Prescott leads Bradshaw Mountain 13-0, and we don't want to miss any of the girls' track team, but we will make sure that we give you those other names there after the Marauder punt. Simmons, the quarterback and punter, standing at his 25-yard line awaiting the snap, and here it is. Simmons will get off a high punt to the right side that's angled towards the sideline, so there won't be any return, and let's see where they mark it to be out around the 38-yard line. 1st down and 10, Lakeside Blue Ridge, and let's take a look at some of the girls' track team. Laura Wiley, Justine Taylor, and Monica Solis were the other 3 young ladies that we need to talk about. Wiley, a pole vaulter, Justine Taylor, a runner, and Monica Solis, a long-distance runner for the Mingus Marauders. And a lot of these girls play a lot of sports, as a matter of fact, Jackie. They're playing, some of them are playing volleyball now. They play different sports, basketball, and we're happy that they were all able to come together for the track team last year and come back with a championship here for Mingus. It was a great accomplishment by that group of young ladies.
Excellent athletes, all of them. Now, Mingus, the defense, who has done stellar here. Can they hold on for $125 here in the first half?
Here's the snap. Hill flushed out of the pocket, breaks a tackle, and now he's gobbled up by Marauders for a big sack back at the 32-yard line. Well, Mingus came on a jailbreak that time, and it was 90 Greg Charles that came up with the tackle, but the first man there, I think, was somebody else that got through flushed him out of the pocket. And here we'll have a chance to look at it again for our fans on TV. And coming right up the middle, looks like it's Longfellow. Longfellow will flush him out of the pocket, and then the final tackle made there by Greg Charles, and that's exactly what the Marauder defense was looking for. A big loss on the play, and it keeps the clock running down to 44 seconds as the Yellow Jackets are back to the line. Snap going in the middle of the field with the big fellow Cox that time. He'll get a couple of yards, and it looks like Lakeside Blue Ridge might be looking just to run out the rest of this half and go into the locker room with a 9-0 lead. And if that's the case, the Mingus Marauder defense has done a pretty decent job here, considering that they have only played with their backs to about half the field all night long.
Indeed. Offensively, they have sputtered, but defensively, man, I am very proud of this squad. This is not a team that you hold to 9 points.
3rd down and 12 now for Blue Ridge. Clock ticking under 10 seconds at about 6 as we speak. And Hill running the play out on the field. I'm not sure they have to snap it again, and they don't. And that's going to be halftime. Here at Mingus High School, first game of the season. And Lakeside Blue Ridge has the lead, 9-0 over the Mingus Marauders. Marauders coming off the field, all being met by head coach Bob Young as they head to the locker room. Mingus will have the ball to start the second half of play. And, well, we've seen it year and year again, JB. Mingus has been a second-half team. I think they've got to feel pretty good about what they can do defensively. They've been able to slow down this Blue Ridge offense a little bit, and I think they're going to try to figure out what they can do offensively to get some points on the board here and make things happen. At the end of the second quarter, we go into halftime. 9-0. Blue Ridge leads the Mingus Marauders. We'll be back